All right, welcome, cartel members. This is another episode of Conspiracy News Now. Like I told you, we're gonna have to beg this Zelensky jerk. Zelensky says Ukraine wants money, technology in return for Middle East drone help. Man, who would have thunk it? This guy right here. What a beautiful man, isn't he? What a beaut. Zelensky says Ukraine not involved in Gulf combat operations. Well, that's a summary. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and get right to the nitty gritty. Kyiv, March 15th, Reuters. Ukraine wants money and technology in return for helping Middle Eastern nations that have sought its expertise as they defend against Iranian kamikaze drones, President Vladimir Zelensky said after Kyiv sent specialists to the region. Zelensky told reporters that 3 teams were sent to the Middle East to conduct expert assessments and demonstrate how drone defenses should operate. Earlier this week, he said teams were sent to Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, as well as a U.S. military base in Jordan. This is not about being involved in operations. We are not at war with Iran, Zelensky said. Oh, that's nice. You couldn't, you know. Anyway, so he said more fundamental long-term drone deals could be negotiated with Gulf countries, and what Ukraine will get in return for the assistance still needed to be discussed. Now, wait till you hear the price tag for this assistance, right? For us today, both the technology and the funding are important, Zelensky said. Gulf states, but I hope they don't give this fucker a penny. God, I cannot stand this guy. Why? Jesus. Am I alone in that, or... Ugh. Like, pick a better fucking leader, dude. Someone that has a little bit less with them, right? So for us today, Gulf states have expended large quantities of air defense missiles to counter Iran's Shahed drones. Kyiv downs Russian drones every night using an array of weaponry, including cheaper, smaller drones or jamming equipment. Zelensky has said that the U.S., as well as countries from Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, has sought help from Ukraine on how to counter these attacks. How about you just help us out like we've been helping you out? Like, just do it for free. You know what I mean? Like, start there. Fuck, dude. However, U.S. Donald Trump has said the U.S. does not need Ukraine's help with downing drones. Thank God. Zelensky said that he did not know why Washington had not signed a major drone deal, which Kyiv has pushed for months, and that he was unsure whether it would be agreed at all. Now, I wanted to sign a deal worth about $35 to $50 million. That's your money. He also hit out at some Ukrainian companies and foreign governments, which he did not name, who he said had sought to do deals for anti-drone equipment without approval from Kyiv. Fuck, dude, what a racket, right? What's weird to me is, like, he's going to collect the 50 billion for just the U.S. That's not even accounting for other private companies or foreign governments, right? So peace talks affected. Zelensky raised concerns about the effect of a protracted Middle Eastern conflict on Ukraine's own supplies of air defense missiles. We would very much not like the United States to step away from the issue of Ukraine because of the Middle East, he told reporters. Damn, dude, what? Our war's better. Fuck, dude. These guys are monsters, man. Satanic death cult, for real. So the latest round of peace talks between Moscow, Kyiv, and Washington, which had been due to take place in the U.A.E., was postponed after U.S. and Israeli airstrikes on Iran triggered a war in the region 2 weeks ago. Zelensky said Washington had suggested meeting in the U.S. for talks next week, but that the Russian side did not want to meet there. Either they will change the country where we meet, or the Russians must confirm a meeting in the U.S., he said. On the battlefield, Zelensky said Ukraine's military believed a Russian spring offensive had already failed, as Moscow had planned for it to be fully underway already. So that's all that he's going to say there. But what do you guys think? Should we give them the 50 billion? I mean, I don't think the U.S. has pulled out all their big guns yet, right? So who knows what's really going on down there. I mean, like I like to tell a lot of people, it feels like if you're a Q head, you know Trump or Q said that we're saving Israel for last. Now, some people could interpret that we're saving them to, like, be the last country to survive, like they're the ones that are, you know, gonna make it, or they're the last to get it, right? As you've seen, a lot of weird things have happened in the world since Trump entered the world arena. Like, it's been an insane adventure the past 10 years. I can go down the list, all kinds of things, from hornets to flus to fucking colds to fucking all kinds of shit. Let's be honest. Riots and insurrections and all this because of Trump. So if you really think that Trump's one of them, maybe. But here on this channel, we remain faithful that Trump's on our side, and this is all 5D chess. It's our job to kind of try to figure it out. Now, me, in my weird brain, I have it figured out in a sense. So, like, for me, I don't lose faith because I've lost faith before in Trump. Like, as far as like, oh, dude, what is he doing this for? And then you find out, oh, like, removing all the Somalians from fucking Michigan or whatever, Minnesota, like, that matters to Mexicans or Hispanics. Like, they really love to be like, the illegal immigrant, and all these Mexicans thinking, oh, a bunch of Mexicans getting deported. No, these people aren't like you. These people, I mean, go look up the history between U.S.A. and Somalia alone. I mean, dangerous individuals, right? So, like, what if, and the rumor is that Trump didn't want a bunch of, strikes, bunch of sleeper cells to strike and attack the United States from within. And so what happened? Well, he deported them all. He caught them all, basically, a roundup. So if you're following along, that's cool. Again, this is all conspiracy theory. I don't believe in any of this. I only believe in God. God is the truth. Follow God. Other than that, everything else falls down to if it's possible, plausible, probable. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all I had for you about the Zelensky stuff. I told you it was coming. So we'll see. Is Trump leading Israel to their demise? I don't know. Guess time will tell. Thanks for joining me. My name is Julio. I am out with my typical, and as always, to God be the glory.